What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. You haven't seen me since Mother's Day, I believe. Yeah, after the embarrassment that the 76ers just quit on Mother's Day, bruh. How you just quit on Mother's Day? It's a strange thing, but it's a Philly thing, I guess. Anyway, today is the day, the first game of the NBA Finals, and that's actually what I'm here to talk about. Not my prediction on the series, because quite frankly, how do I say this? I'll explain my feelings in a minute, but here's what I mean by this. Give me a sec. The reason I'm making this video is because whoever wins the NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat, the Sixers lose. The Sixers lose. But first and foremost, let me congratulate both teams. The Denver Nuggets, who they beat. They beat the Timberwolves, they beat the Suns, and then they beat the Lakers. As for Miami, oh man, they have been on some type of journey. They were in the play-in tournament, lost the first one to Atlanta, then they won their second one. I forgot who they beat. I think it was the Bulls. Yeah, they beat the Bulls. Then they go on, they beat Milwaukee. They got everybody's attention now, right? They beat Milwaukee, right? Then they beat the Knicks, and then they go on and defeat the Boston Celtics. It's one of the greatest things, one of the greatest sports stories ever, right? The Miami Heat, the 8th seeded Miami Heat, the team that it was in the play-in tournament, Miami Heat, a team of Jimmy Butler and his friends, Miami Heat, just going on this incredible run that they're on right now. And quite frankly, to be honest with you, even if the Sixers had beat the Celtics, I don't know if the Sixers would have beat Miami, bro. Like, Milwaukee was better than them. The Celtics were better than them. I don't know if you could say the Knicks were better than them. I mean, yeah, they were a higher seed. They had a better season. But I guess in a way you could say the Knicks were better than them. And they beat Milwaukee in 5. They beat the Knicks in 6. And they beat Boston in 7. Although that one also should have been 6. But whatever. Yeah, I just don't know if the Sixers would have won. I mean, with their lack of leadership and their nobody there to step up to the plate, for them lack of mental toughness on this team. I don't know if they would have. I don't know if they would have beat Miami. To be quite honest with you, I really don't. So, but again, that brings me to today's video of whoever wins the finals, the Sixers lose. And this is what I mean by that: is if as Sixers fans we are religiously behind Joel Embiid and say he's the best big man in basketball. At least I used to believe that, right? I swore up and down whenever I'd have an argument with my friends that Joel Embiid was better than Nikola Jokic. I can no longer make that claim. I just can't do it because Nikola Jokic has actually risen his game since being in the playoffs, whereas Joel Embiid once again got hurt in the playoffs. Once again quit in the playoffs. Once again, it's just like got bounced in the second round in the playoffs. Whereas Nikola Jokic elevated himself. His teammates elevated themselves. And you just look at where they are right now. I mean, there were a couple games in there where, especially against the Lakers, where it's like they could have lost, but the leadership and the mental toughness of the Denver Nuggets were just so great that they were able to overcome. I mean, you look at this, you look at them, and you just go, man, that's a team right there. That is a team right there. And, and then you look at the Sixers, and you just go, because that's the matchup I wanted. I wanted the Nuggets versus the Sixers. We were going to finally settle the debate. Who was the better player, Jokic or Embiid, right? And now we're not going to get that chance. But looking at it from afar now, with the Sixers going and the Nuggets in the NBA Finals, you're just like, man, I don't know. And I mean, we split the regular season series. Sixers won, I believe the Sixers won in Denver, and then the Denver won in Philly. But Joel Embiid did not play. But when they did play, Joel dropped, I think, like 46 on him. So, I mean, it was either 46 or 50, something along those lines. Somewhere along those lines. So it didn't really bother me that he didn't play. A lot of people were complaining, like, oh, you see, this is the guy who won his MVP, all that stuff like that. Anyway, and as we all know, for the past 3 years, it's been the same three guys in the MVP conversation: Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. And it's just like, and I will still go down, even though I can't stand Embiid right now. The Embiid should have won the MVP last year, But they were like, oh, because of Jokic's PER and everything like that. Bro, bump PER, bump statistics. What do your eyes tell you? Do your eyes tell you that Nikola Jokic is the better player? Is that what your eyes tell you? Because if they do, you need to get some better eyes. You need to get your eyes checked. At least that's what I would used to say. Now I'm like, no, Jokic is better. Jokic is better. Like I can't even argue that at this point, so and that's just on the Denver Nuggets side. Let's take it to the Miami Heat side. If Miami wins the championship, then the reason the Sixers lose is because we had Jimmy Butler. We had him. I remember when Jimmy was on the trade block after his situation in the Timberwolves, right? And I remember, because I posted, I said, not on video, but it was just on my Facebook. I said, Sixers need to trade for Jimmy Butler. We need someone like him. And then, Lord and behold, the Sixers traded for Jimmy Butler. And I was also excited. And I remember the game-winning shot against Brooklyn, the game-winning shot against the Hornets, the game-taking over fourth sequence quarter against the Boston Celtics. That one was the one that convinced me, like, yo, Jimmy Butler is that dude. Because to that point, we had not beaten the Celtics that year, or any other point, because the Celtics were dominating. They still dominating us now. Like, we still can't beat the Celtics. But when Jimmy Butler turned it on in the fourth quarter, because I believe it was a tight game, Jimmy Butler turned it on, and he hits his shot over, I think he hit it over Tatum. And I was like, Jimmy Butler's that dude. And I kept saying over and over again, we need to keep him. We need to re-sign him. We need to do whatever it takes, right? Because he was that dude. In the playoffs, it was essential. You saw it. He was that dude. He was the leader. He was the guy. I remember another regular season game against Milwaukee, at Milwaukee. Every time we were ahead and every time the Bucks tried crawling back, it was not Joel Embiid, not Ben Simmons, but it was Jimmy Butler. Whenever we needed to make a play, made a play. And we ended up winning the game. It was still like a 2-3 point victory we had, but we ended up winning the game anyway because of Jimmy Butler. And again, I said after that game, we need to keep Jimmy Butler. We need to keep him. We need him. Jimmy Butler is proving that he is the leader that this team lacks, that he is the closer that this team lacks, that he is the mental toughness that this team lacks. He is everything that the Sixers need. They had him, and they let him go. Or as Jimmy Butler so eloquently put it, Tobias Harris over me. They chose Tobias Harris over him. And all he's done since he's left and joined Miami has gone to 3 conference finals. We haven't been to one. Been to 2, and now he's in 2 NBA finals. We haven't been to none. And the Sixers, what have the Sixers done during that time? They fired 2 head coaches. Ben Simmons lost his mind. Joel Embiid won an MVP, then quit. James Harden came here and quit, and he's trash. Like, to overpay Tobias Harris. Like, am I missing something? Am I missing something? Lost to the Celtics again. I mean, still can't get out the second round. But Jimmy Butler playing in the finals. Jimmy Butler out here taking out the Milwaukee Bucks. Jimmy Butler out here taking out the Boston Celtics. Jimmy Butler out here competing for championships. And we sitting back talking about, oh, we got Nick Nurse. Look, I think Nick Nurse will come in here. Listen, a lot of people were like, that's who the guy we need. We need Nick Nurse. Okay. All right. So say we bring Nick Nurse in here, or he is here. How much are things really going to change? I don't know. I mean, I will say, I guess the most compelling thing is how much more Maxey will grow, because when Nick Nurse got there, Siakam grew. He became a better player, right? And so, if he did that for Siakam, maybe he can do the same thing for Maxey, right? And that's something that's exciting. Honestly, even with Nick Nurse here, I don't expect much from the Sixers. You know, I still don't want James Harden here. He needs to go. But I also realize this tight spot that the Sixers are in. They have, like, no money. They have no cap. They have no draft picks. Like, they are literally stuck in limbo. Like, it's either you bring James Harden back and try to run it back, or you let James Harden leave and you become a bottom Eastern half, maybe fighting for a play-in spot, you know, which shouldn't be the case when you have an MVP. But quite frankly, I'm off the Embiid train. Like, last time you saw me, I was like, yo, we need to trade Embiid, because I'm sick of him, you know, we don't progress with him, right? Like, it's the same thing. Yes, he grew. He became a better player. He became an MVP type level player now. But if even that's not enough, like, I don't know. I'm thinking of it like this, right? The Golden State Warriors are champions, right? Steph Curry is their best player, but Steph Curry is not the leader of the team. He's one of the leaders, but he's not the leader of the team. That would be Draymond Green. He's the vocal leader of the team. He's the grit and the mental toughness and the heart of the team. It's Draymond Green. And Steph is the guy that's kind of in the background, right? But when Steph talks, people listen. Like recently, when they were in the series against Sacramento. I believe they said in the locker room on the bus, Steph's like, yo, we coming over there, we gonna handle our business. All right? And if you ain't down with that, if you mad about minutes or playing time or whatever, if you ain't about team, you can get out the bus and go home right now. But if not, and you trying to win, so let's go do this thing. And everyone was like, yo, Steph's talking. It's not Dre. It's not Steve Kerr. It's not Bob Myers. It's Steph. And again, when Steph talks, you listen. So maybe Embiid just isn't the leader type. He's the best player, but maybe he just isn't the leader type. And if that's the case, then maybe we need to bring someone in who is a leader. But we had that when we had Jimmy Butler, and now he's gone. And there's a part of me that's like rooting for him, because when he was here, he quickly became a favorite of mine. very quickly. And he's gone. And he said he's going to retire as a Miami Heat. Listen, I don't think they beating the Nuggets. But then again, I didn't think they was going to beat the Celtics. I didn't think they was going to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. But they did both of those things. So who am I to say that they can't beat the Denver Nuggets, right? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. It's very interesting, very compelling. But like I said, at the end of the day, whoever wins the NBA Finals, the Sixers lose. Because if the Nuggets win, that means Nikola Jokic is established as not only the best big man in the game today, but the best player in the league. Better than Giannis. Better than Embiid. And I won't fight you on that. But if the Heat win, then the guy that you tried to control, the guy whose style you didn't like, he's left. Going to 3 conference finals, 2 NBA finals, wins a championship maybe. Now, even if he loses, right, they could be like, oh, well, he didn't win the championship. And you'd be like, yeah, you're right. They didn't win the championship. They went to the finals twice and lost both times. But that's still more than what you've done. You can't get out the second round. So that was on my mind today when I was at work, you know, just thinking like, man, whoever wins, we lose. You know? And as for the still trading Joel Embiid part, man, I don't know. I'll go back and forth with it. Some days I'm like, yo, that man needs to go. Yeah, we're not going to get an equal player, value of equal player back for him, but you get a better team and you get draft picks. And yeah, you starting over with Maxey, but Maxey's still growing. So maybe he can evolve into something. You know, you get a Andre Drummond or a Kevon Looney type center, big, and you build around Maxey, then maybe this can blossom into something, you know? Then there's part of me that's like, man, but MVPs don't grow on trees, bro. Like, we lose Embiid, we trade Embiid. That might be just as dumb, if not dumber, than when the Eagles cut Deshaun Jackson back after the 2013 season. And all he did after that was make us pay and remind us, yo, y'all a fool for letting me go, and y'all gonna pay. Right? Then again, dude always getting hurt anyway. So maybe it wouldn't matter. I don't know. But at the end of the day, whoever wins the finals, the Sixers still lose. I'm not looking forward to next season at all. But, man, we gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see what happens. They said that Nick Nurse and Moore are gonna try to convince Harden to come back. Again, I don't want Harden here, bro. That man's trash. Yeah, he can have a great game every once in a while, but we trying to win championships, bro. I ain't got time for that, man. I give him props for games 1 and games 4, because without them, we probably would have got swept. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just rambling on at this point. That's pretty much it. I'm done. I don't know when I'm coming to you next. I'm not really covering the NBA Finals, but maybe I'll give my thoughts on them when something interesting happens. I don't know. We'll see. But that's pretty much it. So until next time, and if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out, and I'll catch y'all whenever. Literally. Peace.